Guess who's here? THEAR is here, the guy with the gonorrhea, and today we are talking about a brand new Saints Row 5 leak that talks about the story of the game, the release date for the game, and the theme of the game. So without further ado, I will shut the hell up and let's jump into this video quicker than I would jump into a bed with a baddie goth girl. So the story of Saints Row 5 is apparently a continuation of the Saints Row the Third's plot, while Saints Row 4 and Guard of Hell have been retconned. I think that's how you say it, retconned. I don't know, it's a word I've never seen before. Basically these two things, the Saints Row 4 and the Guard of Hell, are basically going to be a crazy universe TV show, and it's apparently never happened that they were actual things. Instead they're going to be reskinned as, oh, these were just TV shows, not actual events that happened. And that's pretty much what retcon means. It basically means taking an idea that you've already implemented and basically saying either that idea doesn't exist or it does exist, however we didn't mean it that way, we mean it this way. A good example of this would be Spider-Man, for example. Spider-Man has had many people play the role of Spider-Man, and instead of actually acknowledging these previous characters who played Spider-Man, instead they just say, they didn't exist, this is the only Spider-Man we have now, and the rest don't matter. So that's pretty much what retcon means, and in this case it will be, oh, Saints Row 4 and Guard of Hell, yeah, they did happen, however they didn't happen the way you thought they happened. Instead they were just TV shows like Professor Ginky. The plot for the game is completely different from any other Saints Row game we've played, and that's because you won't be actually playing as the Saints Row gang. Yes, you heard me right, you won't be playing as the Saints Row gang. Instead, you'll be playing as a new protagonist who will have a new support group around them, and that's because the old Saints Row gang have actually turned evil. So the old Saints Row gang will be the antagonist as well as other gangs as well, following a similar structure to how the other Saints Row games worked, where you had three gangs that you had to take out in different districts before you actually got to the boss. That will be how Saints Row 5 works, and one of the gangs will actually be the Saints Row gang, which is a pretty cool idea. And you know, tip to Volition, I'll tip my hat to Volition if that is genuine. Now all the Saints Row characters will be returning in Saints Row 5 apart from Gat, because he's dead. D-E-A-D, dead. And Gat being dead is apparently why the Saints Row gang turned evil, because they lost the soul to their shoe, and then it was like, well, if our boss is dead, what the hell do we do? And it was like, you know what, bro, instead of being good and instead of keeping Gat's name alive, we're gonna turn evil and kill everyone. Now where does all this take place? Where does this madness insinuate? I don't know what that word means. I will Google it after I've done recording this video. But what does all this mean, and where is it all set? Well, Saints Row 5 will be set in a modern Stillwater. I'm not excited for this. I'm sorry, but I'm not excited for them to set it in Stillwater. But let me continue anyway. So it will be set in a modern Stillwater that will be expanded and feature a lot more environments such as countrysides and a new island. Now let me explain something why I'm not 100% happy with Stillwater returning. One is because it seems lazy. Two, you can do another map. I feel like we should have another map, but I get it that for the sake of the plot and the story you have to kind of stay in Stillwater. But I don't know, it's on and off. I kind of like it and kind of don't. Let me know what you think about Saints Row 5 returning to Stillwater. Anyways, the tone. What about the tone for Saints Row 5? Will it be goofy? Will it be silly? Will it be serious? Or will it be calm? What tone are they going for in Saints Row 5? Well, apparently according to this leak, the tone for Saints Row 5 will be a combination between 1, 2 and 3. And if that is true, that means no more aliens, and that also means no more superpowers. All Volition need to say to sell this game is, oh, by the way, Saints Row 5, yeah, that game, yeah, doesn't have aliens, nor does it have superpowers in it at all, and people will swarm to the local GameStop, right, or Game in the UK and buy that. Trust me on that. All they need to do is get an ad, right, and simply have the Saints Row 5 logo animated on screen. They can use Windows Movie Maker if they must, and underneath the logo have a slogan that creeps in from the left side that says "No Superpowers this time," and boom, 10 million copies sold worldwide, no doubt about it. Now this isn't actually surprising, having no superpowers in Saints Row 5, and the reason I say it's not surprising is because in my opinion, superpowers, aliens, the ability to jump around and all that nonsense is what killed the game in my opinion, and I feel like a lot of people would agree with that, and it kind of took away from the Saints Row feel, and Saints Row 4 didn't feel like a Saints Row game to me. If I was to play Saints Row 4 and then play Saints Row 1 or 2, I couldn't link these two games together apart from the characters. If they had different characters and all that, I wouldn't be able to link them together, and I feel like that's one of the biggest reasons superpowers won't be in Saints Row 5 is because it kind of killed the series. It might not have for some people might believe no, it actually helped the series and the series needed to go in that direction, but in my opinion I feel like it killed it completely because it wasn't a Saints Row game. It didn't feel very Saints Row-y, if that's not a word, but I just feel like it wasn't what Saints Row was, and people didn't like that. People complained about that, and whenever you Volition tweet about Saints Row, the comments are make it like 1 and 2, make it like 1 and 2, make it like 1 and 2, you need it to be like 1 and 2, make it a gangster game. And that's because no one cares about superpowers, no one cares about aliens, because this is Saints Row, and Saints Row, whilst it's not a deadly serious game, nor is it completely goofy game. So it's a fine balance between serious and goofiness, and I think that's the reason in Saints Row 5 they're going to abandon the superpowers. I mean, I doubt that Volition will say, yo, you hate superpowers, you hate aliens, great, well they'll be in Saints Row 5. I doubt they do this. Saints Row 5 is their last chance to revive the series, because if it bombs, it bombs. There's no Saints Row 6, but if it works, it works, and Saints Row can continue. So in order to lessen the risk, I feel like removing superpowers is the way to go. Character customization is similar to Saints Row 2 in Saints Row 5. This means there are multiple ways to wear one layer of clothing. So if you have a hoodie, you can actually put your hood up or put your hood down, and I imagine you can roll your sleeves up or roll your sleeves down. Same with your pant legs, you can roll them up and roll them down. I think Saints Row 1 had that feature. I don't know if it's Saints Row 2 or 1 where you could roll your pant leg up. Whichever one it had, whichever game it was, that was a dope customization option. So hopefully that returns in Saints Row 5. Sliders are also available for each crevice of the human body this time, which means you can create a monster of a character who has arms like Arnold Schwarzenegger and has legs like Oscar Pistorius and have a body full of bullet holes like Oscar Pistorius' wife. Bruh. The reason Oscar killed his wife was because he thought women didn't fart or poo, so when he heard her having a nuclear warfare dump in the bathroom, he was like, yo, hold up, you ain't been lying to me for like 12 years, have you? And bang, shot her up worse than the Columbine shooting. Speaking of guns, great transition by the way, speaking of guns, another feature is the weapon customization won't be as advanced, won't be as linear and as complex as it was in Saints Row 4. They're going to tone it down a little bit. Yeah, you can add your scopes and all that good stuff, but you won't be able to add a cat flying out the end of it or something like that. I don't know what the customization was for Saints Row 4, but it won't be as advanced as it was in Saints Row 4. The driving in Saints Row 5 is meant to be a lot better and is meant to handle similar to how GTA 5 driving feels, which I don't mind at all. If GTA 5's driving mechanics are in Saints Row 5, I don't mind that at all. It's fine, 100%, I'm okay with that. I mean, GTA 5, sorry, Back to the Future 5 has pretty much stole every idea from Saints Row 4. They've everything in Saints Row 4 has been added to Back to the Future 5 online. So Volition stealing their driving mechanics is the least they can do. You know when Saints Row was called the copycat and the clone of GTA? Well, look how the tables have turned. LOL! There will also be a 4-player co-op mode with difficulty scaling to number of players, whatever that means. I just read it from an article, I really have no idea what that means. And there will be a 32-player based multiplayer, which will probably work similar to how Back to the Future 5's online works, where you can probably have your own place, you can go out to clubs and all that good stuff, and the only difference is you won't have Marty in a I don't know. What I'm trying to say is GTA 5 Online sucks. That's what I'm trying to find. That's what I'm trying to say. It sucks, and GTA 5 Online, when it first came out, was much better than it is now. All it is a scam to get your money, and GTA 5 Online sucks, and so does GTA 5 Story. Bruh. Release date. The release date, according to this leak, for Saints Row 5 will be 2021, late 2021 or early 2022, which is a long time off, but still not long enough for Back to the Future 6 to come out. So Saints Row 5 is all good there. You'll be all good. You can release your game and GTA 6 will not be in sight at all. Is GTA 6 coming out? Who knows? Next video, we'll discuss that. But for now, that's it. I don't know what this video's been about. This is my first time doing a gaming news video in about 8 years. So if I'm a bit rusty, I apologize. But that's all the news we have. Yeah, thank you all for watching, I guess. Like, subscribe, do all that stuff. Not that I really care anymore about this, but yeah, bye, I guess.